Hi there, my name is Ron Rogers, and this presentation is titled Rental Homes, Getting Ripped Off by Long Distance Maintenance Fees and Condo Management. I told you about owning property. Most of it was for flipping in the Daytona Beach area. This condo was bought by myself and my son when he was down at university down in Orlando area. It's Altamont Springs was the location of this condominium, and which is in the Orlando area. And as he's going through school, he lived there. Very nice place. Lived there for several years and decided when he moved out, well, we'll just convert it into a rental property. He was moving over Daytona Beach. And it was a nice three-bedroom property, very well outfitted, nice condo. They had a very nice health club and pool on site, so it was pretty good. So I decided to rent it. And we originally bought it in July of 2004 for $101,000. And before the market crash, this was 2004, before the market crashed around '08, we could have sold it for 160. And yeah, I wish I had have. But we ended up renting it out. And the condo owners also had a management company. Now, one thing I learned about condos, you're living with other people and you're kind of subject to their irresponsibility. Let's put it that way. And the lady in the unit above clogged up her drain. And this wasn't the first time it happened, but this was the most serious. And she clogged up the pipes, and they actually came into the unit one evening and tore into the wall in one of the bedrooms, broke into the pipe to relieve this clog, and repaired the pipe, but left us with a broken wall and a mess because it flooded our apartment downstairs. And of course, these people are managing the unit for me and managing the whole condo. And I said, well, you need to get this lady to pay for this because it was her fault. And they said, well, we'll send her a letter. And I said, well, your management, you need to force her to pay. We can't do that. We can't force her to pay. Well, why not? Well, that's not how we operate. So, what would I have to do? Well, I'm up here in Chicago. This is down in Orlando. I would have to hire an attorney, and it cost me roughly $1,000 to repair the property, and suing her for that long distance, it was going to cost me more in attorney fees. So I was really screwed. And thank you very much for your management. I like their title, All About Management. That's right. It's all about management, not about me, not about my unit, but about you. So by this time, though, fortunately, I had gotten a very good maintenance man to take care of things, and he replaced the flooring for me. Now, it's kind of interesting. That same maintenance unit, management unit, they had a guy that they had do maintenance. So I would have some just little minor thing that needed to be attended to. So, it was like a $30 charge to tighten up a cabinet door or something like that. Well, they would charge me a $40 trip fee. And, I'm going, really, your trip fee costs me more than what you're doing. Don't you have somebody closer by? And they go, no, this guy lives at such and such distance, and we have to charge a fee. Well, I had one instance where they did two minor repairs and charged me twice for the $40 travel fee. And then, lo and behold, I later found out that, well, this guy isn't traveling just for my repair. He actually is their maintenance guy who is there every day. So I'm getting hit with a travel fee for a guy who's already there. Yeah, this is the kind of shady work that people can engage in. I was not happy. Yeah. But finally, I got a guy that I could trust, and yeah, things went better. But of course, you have to deal with issues. It's a hurricane plagued area, and twice when I was getting it reappraised to get a lower loan rate, they had a hurricane come through, and one was coming, so they boarded it up. And they did the appraisal with the windows all boarded up. And it was kind of funny in the appraisal. It said, although it's boarded up, that doesn't lower the value of it. But it was kind of interesting. One hurricane passed right over uh, the Altamont Springs area, and we actually were talking to my son on the cell phone. Electricity was out, but the cell towers were still working, and we said, well, the wall's coming. And then the wall passed his area, and I said, go outside and look up. You should be able to see stars. You're in the eye of it. So he goes out there and goes, yeah, that's cool. I can look up. I can see stars. And then we kept talking to him. He said, okay, you better go back inside now because the other side of the hurricane is coming up. Fortunately, he got by without any damage. And we eventually decided, this long distance stuff and getting ripped off for these little fees. They were getting their 10% management fee every month, and then I was getting maintenance fees that were just ridiculous. It was the point where I was not making any money on this property because it was always some maintenance fee that was eating into the profits. So, like I said, in 2004 I bought it for 101,000, sold it in 2019, May of 2019, for 116,000, and then of course the market it stayed down a little bit, but then the market took off. After all the with the issues and the pent up demand, it took off, and then it was sold again for 183.7 thousand, and then recently for 231.9. So here's the case where I could have doubled my money if I hung on to it, but the whole issue of doing this long distance just was really not feasible. It was just too difficult with the people involved. Anyway, that's my story of woe on this property, long distance. I still came out all right. It's not like the Hollywood house where I bought it for 80 and sold it for 50 years later after putting a couple $10,000 in it. But anyway, that's this story. I hope you found it informative, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.